Hi, Nick from Jazzduets. Today I'm excited to show you 10 plus creative ways to practice the licks inside the incredibly cool Jazz Licks resource. These suggestions will help you to really progress and acquire new skills which will give you more motivation and confidence, which in turn will lead to a feeling of achievement which will make you want to discover and practice new material. Let's get started. Way 1 to practice the licks. Reading the music from the PDF. So here, simply just read the licks from the sheet music. 2. Memory recall. So now read the lick as before from the part, then play it from memory without relying on the written music. Three, vocalization practice. A third way to practice the licks is to sing them, reading them from the music, and then repeating them from memory. This is a very powerful exercise, especially not to be avoided if, like Jazzduets, you are a non-singer. La 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 la. 4. By ear. A fourth way to learn the licks is to learn and play them just by ear. This is the natural way to learn, just like a baby absorbs language. 5. Numeric Association. A fifth way to practice the licks is just to use the numbers. Take the time to translate the notes of the licks into the numbers of the scale, and then practice the licks while visualizing these numbers. Here, for instance, is the first lick notated with the numbers that show the scale degrees. With those numbers, you can play the lick in any key if you know the numbers of the notes in different keys. Here, for example, now is that previous lick in B flat. This is a very powerful thing to practice, as associating numbers with the sounds is a sure pathway to playing in any key. Six, rhythmic experimentation. A sixth way to practice the licks is to experiment with a rhythm. This is huge. Simply by anticipating, omitting, or delaying a note, you can make a phrase more exciting, funky, and compelling. Here, for instance, is lick 7, followed by some variations. Now the same notes as triplets. Now a rhythmic variation. Another rhythmic variation. And here is 16th notes. Seven, personalization. A seventh way to practice the licks is to personalize them. Experiment by altering the pitch of the notes with sharps and flats, and again by shortening or elongating phrases. This exercise expands your creative musical horizons, guaranteed. And here as 16th notes. 8. Range exploration. An eighth way to practice the licks is to experiment with a range. Play them as low and as high as you can, and don't hesitate to change the octave of a phrase midway if the fancy takes you. Here is lick 27 in E flat. Now an octave higher. Now the last two notes. And now in 2 octaves, amalgamated. A ninth way to practice the licks is to craft your own response to each one. This enjoyable exercise stimulates your learning and creativity. Here are some examples. Articulation variations. A 10th way is to play around with the articulations. Discover how altering articulation can drastically change the sound and intention of a phrase. Here is the original lick 61 with offbeat jazz articulation. Here every note is staccato with straight feel. Now with legato articulation, still with even 8th note feel. Now every note tongued but swung. And here is on-beat tonguing. All these licks are contained inside the incredibly cool Jazz Lick Essential Training resource. To finish, another practice suggestion: friend collaboration.